So one of the things that's often overlooked when creating a product is packaging. Packaging is a big deal. Packaging is how your product is going to arrive to the customer. It's how it's going to be displayed in stores, how it's going to be displayed online, how durable it is. It's going to protect the goods. It's going to protect the item. It needs to be shippable. It needs to be stackable. It needs to fit in a box or go in an envelope. It needs to be flexible and rigid. It needs to have the properties it needs to have in order to help you achieve your goals. So packaging just isn't about looking good and getting attention, but it also serves a function. You don't want to go too big. You don't want to go too small. You want to make sure that there aren't too many steps in the process in terms of assembling the packaging. You just want to make sure that it works. Now, the more complicated and the nicer the packaging is, the more money it's going to cost. It's that simple. If you want to put something in a plastic baggie, it's only going to cost you about a penny or two. But if you want to put something in a nice box or something that looks like an iPhone box, it's going to cost you like maybe 10 bucks, as high as 10 bucks. So it depends on what you want to accomplish. Are you a premium brand or are you not? Are you, just run of the mill? Are you trying to play the volume game? Do you need something just to protect the product, or do you need something to craft a message? And are you creating an experience? These are things that I want you to take into consideration in terms of packaging. Welcome to Brick by Brick, a step-by-step YouTube series that documents the building of a company from start to finish. Okay, they're here. For a vape case, we've decided to go with a cardboard box for many reasons. Because my printer can simply print on this cardboard box, and then we can stamp it out with a die line. It can be easily folded by hand and stuck with a sticker. The costs in printing and producing the packaging are very little. In addition, it can be done quickly. It stacks flat, so you can ship a lot of units on a pallet, and then once they arrive, you can build the boxes, stuff the items, seal it, and then it's ready to go. So let me show you what it looks like, what a die line looks like, and I'll tell you how I got it. Okay, this is what a package die line looks like. So I reached out to my packager, or my printer. I call him my printer, so if you hear me refer to printer, then you'll know that I'm talking about Jason. He's my printer, he's in China, and his prices are unbeatable, his speed is unbeatable, and the level of quality that comes out of his facility is unmatched. He's literally one of the best printers I've ever worked with. He can do debossing, embossing, gold flake, leaves, texture, recycled, whatever you want. So after discussing with him the needs of what we wanted to accomplish for our specific product, remember I told him that we wanted 3 small vape cases inside one box. So I took 3 of the small vape cases and I measured it, and we got about 30 centimeters in width, which will allow us to stack 3 in a box and also put a large one in one box. It serves our needs as far as the actual case goes. So I said, all right, here's what we want to do. What do you suggest? What do you think is the best type of packaging for this product? And so he said, hands down, this foldable box, because we already have a die line for it. We can do whatever types of finish you want on it, and it's the most affordable in terms of cost and most logistical. So I said, okay, let's do it. That's good enough for me. Send me over the die line, and I'll send it to my designer, and we'll start designing packaging. Okay, cool. So here is the die line that he sent over. Everything is in centimeters, you'll see. We have distances from where the cut lines and where the fold lines are going to be. So anything in red is going to be a fold. This is where it bends. Anything in blue is a cut line. So when I give this die line to my designer, I'm going to ask them to use a bleed. And a bleed means that they do print outside of the cut line. The reason you want to bleed on your packaging or on your cut designs is because oftentimes the die can be a little bit off, and if it cuts right here on the inside of the die line or right on the die line, then you can have a little bit of white or have some regular paper show through. So always ask for a bleed, always ask for your packaging to be printed in CMYK. That's a 4-color printing process. Printers, like actual printers that print ink, work in 4 colors, CMYK. And so you want to design your packaging with that color scheme in mind. Now, anything that's going to be on a screen, you want to design it in RGB, red, green, blue, because on our computer screen, it's made up of 3 pixels, a red one, a green one, and a blue one. And we use different combinations of those pixel intensities to show color. So if something's going to be on a screen, RGB. If something's in print, CMYK. So I'm going to ask my designer to take my vision and outline a design on this box for me using this Dieline. And as soon as I have the design completed, I'm going to combine the two, send it over to the packager, and get some prototypes made. That's how packaging works. This can work with a jar, it can work with stickers, it can work with a box, any way you want to make it work. But now that you have a Dieline, you have something you can give to your designer.